Today we will be making a Death Star turret.
These are the things you'll need: random computer parts and just random stuff, bamboo skewers, super glue, spray paint, cardboard, hot glue, box cutter, pen, straight edge, some way to measure things, a paintbrush, acrylic paint, and scissors. First I started out with making the main tower section of the turret. I just made the 4 panels, and I was originally going to make them rectangles, but looking back at the movie, they have they taper to the top, so I just cut an angle into it. It's not a 45 degree, but yeah, I don't even know what angle. I just oh, that looks good, and just cut it. And this was a very spur of the moment thing. I want to make a Death Star turret, so I did. So yeah, so no measurements were taken at all, really. It was just do the thing. So I glued the walls together with hot glue, and then I just got some random pieces of plastic and metal that I just have, and just super glued it on there. The plastic I'm using now came from a model airplane, and then the rest of the pieces are from old hard drives and random things and bits of cardboard. I wasn't really looking at any reference material when I was putting these on. I was just putting them on randomly. So just put random metal bits. I had to cut some up to get them on there. Cut some motherboards or whatever. It's really just the main thing you want when you put this together is to make it not too crowded. Make sure there's detail there, but just don't put too much detail, or else it's just visual noise. So you gotta keep that in mind when you're making these things. I also use some 3D printed parts, not a lot, but just 1 or 2. And I do have a lot of just random metal bits that I have, and you'll probably see more of that in later videos. I just kind of randomly put them all over the place. I tried to have some consistency, but it was mostly just random. Then I started making the actual turret portion of the turret, and I was just making the wall panels again. I was using some measurements from the tower, so it would look good. Looking back on it, the turret should be a little smaller, but it's whatever. It doesn't really matter too much. I wasn't going for screen accuracy. I was just making it so if you saw it, you'd be like, oh, that's a Death Star turret. That's usually why I go with my props. When you look at it, you can tell what it is. It's not screen accurate, but you can tell what it is. That's what I go for here. I just made the top part of the turret, glued it on. I got some more random metal bits. I used some clicky pens for the actual turrets, and then I just drew out where the little gun ports are, I guess you'd say. I just cut them out, and I was gonna make it so the turrets could move up and down and make it way more complicated, but I just couldn't because of time and my sanity, because that was gonna take a long time, and I wanted to get this done quickly. So yeah, maybe next time or later I can just I can upgrade it, but for now it's just gonna only be able to have the turret move and not the guns. So I would have also liked having some green LEDs in the barrels to make it look like lasers, but again, time restraints. And also I just wanted to get it done and over with so I can move on to other projects and stuff like that. I used a bamboo skewer for the mechanism, I guess, to make it move around. I was having a hard time gluing the bamboo skewer in because the hot glue was very hot and not drying quickly enough, so I was very frustrated with that. Then I just did a flat coat of gray primer, and I only used primer on this really, except for the barrels, but then we'll get to that later. I just gave it like at least one coat on most things. I had to do 2 on some. And then I taped off everything on the turret except for the barrels, because those were going to be painted black. I did another coat on the turret because I missed some spots, but I painted some other random bits to be like the texture, the Death Star texture. And I was gonna make like a base for this, and I could like put my hand under it and articulate the turret, but didn't really work out because time and stuff. And I weathered it. I first put too much paint on it, and then it just looked really bad, so I had to repaint that part. But I did a much lighter coat on everything else, just to get some of the details to pop. And also, space is a very dirty place, so gotta have some dirt in there. Some parts were hard to reach because, just the way that it was made. Some parts are just really hard to get in there to get the paint and stuff. To get the paint in there to make it look weathered. So some parts are kind of look a little weird because the paint wasn't able to get in there and stuff. And I painted the turret section. I saved this for last because I didn't know how the cardboard would react with the water, but the spray paint made like a protective layer, so it didn't really dissolve. And I did the main turret section. Some of the paint came off of the metal bits, but it's whatever, it looks more like more weathering. And then once you have that, you're done. And yeah, I think it turned out pretty good. It could have turned out better. I tried to give myself a bit of a challenge with this build to do in a short amount of time, but I didn't give myself like a time frame to do it. So next time I might try to challenge myself more and say like you make this thing in like 2 days or something. So look out for that. So yeah. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.